Hey everyone, welcome back to the Pursuing Excellence podcast. I'm your host, Jaden, and today I'm here with a good friend of mine, former classmate, Kensley Fan. I'm glad to have him on the podcast. Just talk some life stuff, some interesting things going on in the world, and some things I think we should just, like pay more attention to as people. So, Kensley, thanks for doing this, man. As we get going here.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you letting me come on here, bro. For
Oh yeah, no problem. So, dude, like first off, it's like, bro, all right, man. We're heading into soon be junior year of college, right? So it's like, you know, I really think focus is something that is really huge. And I believe focus is power. If you're not focused on what you're trying to do, on what your goals are, then you can go astray and you probably won't reach where you're trying to go. So I mean, you just let me know what you think about that and like just the importance of just staying focused, not getting distracted, but just keeping your eyes locked on your target as far as whatever your goal might be. I mean, what do you think about that?
yeah, I feel you, bro. It's a big thing in life is like I always say, staying in my own lane. Like when you drive on the highway, there's so many other lanes, but like I just be staying in my own lane, focused on my
Yeah,
goals and stuff like that. And that's the biggest thing. Like so many distractions in this world from like social media, especially social media, to other people, to all this other stuff going on. It's a lot. Like it's hard for people to really just stay focused. So like it's hard to cut out distractions sometimes. What you gotta do, what you gotta do to get towards your goals. If it means like deleting social media for a little bit, or turn your phone off at a certain time, or doing whatever you need to get the distractions out your life and be able to lock in on what you need to.
yeah,
All kinds
yeah,
of goals and stuff.
yeah. I think that's true. I mean, you said social media being a huge thing, like and I think a big part of it is like it's like they push these narratives at you. Social media does, and it's a big problem why our world is so rotten, because of social media. And like it makes people feel like if they don't do this or don't do that or they don't wear this or wear that, stuff like it cancels you basically because you're feeling like if you have to go on there. If you're going there to scroll and you see like, oh man, you know what he's, they got this going on, what I'm saying. Then you start comparing. Then that's the big thing. You lose. Then you lose again focus of what the bigger goal in mind is for you, right? Because it
Yeah,
can be dangerous, man. You let yourself get, taken away from what your end accomplishments, what you want your accomplishments to be, and striving to get to that point, right? And I mean, I think how many times you go on TikTok and you see like just just stuff like crazy stuff, but then and then you saw, you know what, man, I want to do that, man. Well, he's doing this shit. We gonna do it too. Like it's,
yeah,
bro. It's really toxic, bro. Like you really like social media is very toxic. Do you
yeah.
agree?
Yeah, actually, I feel you on that. For real. I was just thinking about that. Seeing all the people posting like 17 just got an apartment, 18 just got an apartment, makes you feel like, dang, like, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing? Like, why am I not like them or not at that level? But like, one thing I realized is everybody's path is different, and certain things that you have right now that they wish they could have had, they don't have. Like, sometimes I was talking to this one person, like, yeah, she has her own apartment, all these things, but she was forced to because, like, she had a toxic family, all these things that happened to her, all this pain she's been through. But yeah, she has her own apartment, but she's also went through a lot of pain. So it's like sometimes you just got to realize your path isn't as everybody else's path. Because sometimes as good as the outcome looks, their path was rocky and full of all this different strains and struggles. As yours might not be as rocky, but it might take you a little longer. So it just depends.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
yeah,
everybody's path is different. Like you said, everybody isn't meant. See, this is the problem too. It's like, you know, um, we live in a copycat society. Like everybody, again, like I said, everybody wants to try to do things the same. Like to me, it's confusing. I'm like, why would you want to be like this person or this person? Why would you want what? Why? Like be
yeah,
yourself. I mean, because look, everybody's made differently, and I believe we were all created to be different, obviously, right? I don't, you know, other than the fact that we're both black, I don't look like you don't look like me,
yeah, yeah,
so it's like but and we think differently, all these things, but that's what makes us human. That's what makes us unique, and I guess I hate to use the word special, but special in our own way, right? And as far as to because we're all given different talents and abilities, and and things that skills, things that make us who we are, and things that's going to make us successful in life, or you know we have the choice to be right, but we're given these talents by our creators. So that's what I believe, man. So, I mean, it's just a matter of understanding, like you have to be yourself, man. You have to it's but it's hard, man. You live in a world, peer pressure is real. Not even so much on a smaller scale, like we know, but on a just overall scale. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. No, I feel you. Cause like you were saying, it's a copycat world, but like sometimes it's hard for people to be themselves because that's all they see or that's all they know. So they think like anything other than that isn't cool. When they see people trying certain styles or certain things, like, oh, that's not cool. I don't like that. They just because they see this one thing, that's their one little side of the world they see. But like once you really open your mind and see everything, so it's easier for you to find yourself and like really be yourself. That's one big thing. Like I was working on as well. Cause like in high school, I wasn't really myself. Like I was just being whoever everybody else wanted me to be. But like once I started like opening up and really like figuring out more than just little thing I seen in that little area where I was at, I started like really learning like life and seeing the world for real. And I was like, okay, there's more stuff that I like, and there's more stuff like I can figure out with myself. And then from there, it's like I feel like it's a path. It takes time. I
Yeah.
feel like some things you just gotta do. You gotta
Yeah.
like get out your comfort zone first to really find yourself. I feel like as well.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, change is a part of life. You have to get adjusted to change. You're going to go through different stages where you're going to have to be able to adapt to different situations and different stimuli, and so that's just a part of being human and living in this world. And just knowing what you were you know raised on and grounded upon. It's just knowing that. I mean, it's easy, and I feel bad for this upcoming generation now because they feel like they just it's getting worse. Like, I mean, already it was bad with us. Like
Yeah,
this when we were like what middle school, high school. And now for these kids coming up, like they're going maybe into a freshman year of high school, whatever, still going to middle school. Like it's getting worse to the point where like they all they know is this. All they know
literally.
is this, and they all this stuff, and like in social media and all this stuff, and just like it can be dangerous too. I mean, you think about it, man. Like how are a lot of suicides, and we see a lot of those. Right, we've seen a lot of more cases of them. Right, people feel like they're not they have no value, no worth because they don't have what this person has, or they don't look like this person, or they because they all when they look online, they can start comparing and they feel like they're lesser themselves, and that's a problem. People should feel that way. I think everybody is worth something. Everybody has value. I think that's a big thing people got to understand. I mean, what you think? You agree?
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you for sure. Yeah, like you said, it's harder for like the younger generation for them to feel like worth and value. But like it's like I was like also, but it takes time. Like I said, like it takes time and it takes you realizing that you don't have to be like these other people. And like you realizing that there's other stuff to this world than what you like than what these people have or what you see only on your phone. Which I'm like, which is one of the good things about social media too. Is like you can see a lot more than just this little thing. As like back in the day, you can only see like Atlanta, but
Yeah.
now because of your phone, social media, you can see like the whole world, which is good. But also at the same time, it can be bad because then you're judging yourself and like you said, judging yourself, comparing. But yeah, it's hard, but it takes a lot of I would say like resilience, patience to like really wanting to like actually be on a path to better yourself and change yourself and become who you were truly made to be. Of course.
Yeah. Yeah. Discipline. I think at the end of the day, it's just really about discipline and like you said, the resilience to just keep just to keep yourself focused on the right thing. And it takes a little bit of tunnel vision. I mean, sometimes you have to, in order to get to where you need to be, you might need to remove certain things or maybe even people, in your life that that may be getting in your way of what you're trying to do. And it's nothing wrong with that. I mean, sometimes, you have to, like, I mean, it's a choice, bro. At the end of the day, like you said, it's a choice, bro, that you have to make. Like you have to want to get somewhere. You have to want to be successful. And we're nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. We're
Yeah.
human. That's what we do. It's natural. We're just that nobody is perfect. And so people need
Yeah.
to understand this too. Like nobody is perfect. So whether you think that somebody else out there is so perfect that you put them on this pedestal or whatever, which I completely do not understand. But or where you think that like where you're mad that you're well, you're not perfect, and yeah, but nobody is. It's we're not flawless. We have, we make mistakes, but can you learn from them? Can you grow from them? That's the big thing, right? I mean, you and I both, we all make we do things that we probably shouldn't have done or said or whatever it might be,
Yeah,
right? But have you learned from that experience? Are you growing from it? Like, I mean, it's,
that's the biggest thing. Like growing and learning. Like, cause everything is. I would never say it's like people say it's not an L, it's a lesson. It's just something you're supposed to learn from. It's nothing like crazy, nothing bad. Yeah, what happened might have been bad, but it was supposed to teach something. So later down the road, you're like, oh, I went through this, so I could do this, or I went through these things, so I can go through this thing. So it's like it just like you say, yeah. Certain things happen for a reason. Everything is for a reason. Happens for us to grow. I feel like God puts certain things in our path for us to experience, so we can get better and get to the plan that the way we want to get to it. It won't be the exact path that we want, but it's the path that's best for us. So, yeah, I
yeah.
feel you. So,
Yeah, I mean, and I like what you said there. Like, it may not be the path that we want, the exact way we want things to happen, but
yeah,
it's, it's just going to happen that way for our betterment. God's going to make it, happen that way for the best of, because He has our best interests at heart. He's going to make and maneuver things to where they're going to work for us, and we may not like the time that it takes for that to happen, or we might think it was rushed, or we might think that, it's just not, we don't like the way it was done, right? A lot of things happen. I mean, you know, it's just, I mean, we don't like it because we're stubborn, man. We're just naturally stubborn. We're naturally impatient, and it's hard to have patience, especially being a man. It's hard to be patient, but, you have to be, because in the end, a lot of things are worth waiting for. They say good things come to those who wait. It's an old cliche, but it's true. I mean, it is very true. Good things come to those who wait. Sometimes you just, you're gonna have to, you know, just let things play out.
mhm.
You never know where it could end up, where you could end up. Like that's so important, man, to me. I try to be, I mean, just taking it day by day, man. That day by day approach. I mean,
Yeah,
speak on that, bro. Like how important you think it is to just take things one day at a time, not trying to worry about tomorrow before today is even over, or trying to worry about Friday before and it's Tuesday, right? Just speak on that. What you think?
oh yeah, I feel you. That's the thing I struggle with as well because I have all these ideas in my head for all the things I want to create, whether it's music, whether it's clothes, whether it's anything that I'm trying to create. This whole world I'm trying to make for myself. And it's like, yeah, so I'm thinking about the future all the time, thinking about what's next, what's next. I don't really like sit and like, oh, and really enjoy right now or really finish out right now what I got to do right now. Like with music, for example, I'm always thinking about what's next, what song put out next, what thing to do next, but I'm not really realizing, oh, I've been doing this right now. I've been doing good on this right now. Sometimes it's okay to take the days like slow, like you said, take it day by day. And also it takes patience, not knowing that it's not gonna come, whatever you want to come, not gonna come tomorrow or the next day. It might take a little longer. Might take a few years, it might take a few like more than that, it might take a few months, might take a few years, you never know. But yeah, like you said, taking it day by day is really the best. That's one of the best things to try and do to keep yourself motivated. Like try not to think of it all in the long run, because sometimes thinking about it too much could burn you out too in a way. It might make you feel drained. It happens to me a lot, but you just got to realize, okay, let's do what we got to do today, and then we're going to worry about tomorrow in the morning. And we just keep working from there, keep going from there. But yeah, that's the biggest thing, having that patience, having that day by day mindset to keep going. Even when it looks like it's not the best way or not going to happen right away, you got to keep staying resilient. That's where greatness comes from, I feel like.
Yeah, it's brick by brick. Like a building. A building doesn't get built in one day, dude. What's the first thing you got to do? You got to lay the foundation, right? You got to first. Well, actually, you got to map out. Okay, you got to map out the plan for the building. What is it going to look like? On the floor plan, how many floors is it going to have, or what's it going to be made out of? What is the material you're using to build it? Then you lay the foundation. You just take it. You just take that. That day by day approach. As I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day. It wasn't. That's. I mean, it's true. Like you said, man. I mean, and it keeps you sane too. I mean, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
because if you're over here just This gotta go. I gotta wait. I gotta do this. You know, like you can drive yourself crazy.
Yeah,
And so
definitely.
you gotta, it's hard, but you just gotta take it day by day. And like it's just things will happen when they're supposed to happen, how they're supposed to happen. You know,
Definitely.
um, I mean, if they're supposed to happen. Sometimes we want things to happen that might not ever happen. Maybe, and that's just God trying to tell us, maybe, well, I don't want that. I don't want that for you in your life. That's not going to be good. And we might not see it right away, but maybe in the long run, we're like, okay, you know what? He was trying to save me. I dodged the bullet this way. Like you ever feel that sometimes that ever happened to you?
It's happened so many times, more times than I can count. Literally, like this past year, even the past few months, like I've dodged so many bullets because of God. Because of I feel like it was part of the plan. Things that I wanted to happen didn't happen the way they were supposed to. And I see something happen, I'm like, oh dang! Like there were so many times I should have had. I was supposed to go out to this party or go out to see these people. Then I hear there's a shooting, I hear something else happen. I'm like, dang, that wasn't for me. You never know because it's part of the plan. So I don't really think, like I said, I don't think of it as like a bad thing when it doesn't go my way. So I'm like, okay, maybe it wasn't supposed to go that way. I'll just try something else. Or I'll do something else. It's cool because I got so many ideas, like I said. But like, I learned to keep that mindset of, okay, this didn't go right. Let's see if we can do something else. Maybe this wasn't meant for me. Maybe we could try something else. You never know. So yeah, like that's a big thing. It happens a lot, and people don't. Sometimes people just think, oh my God, why is all this bad stuff happening to me? But you got to think from a different perspective, like, oh, why is it happening to me? Maybe there's something else going on. Maybe I need to do something else. Maybe I need to switch up something else. Not keep doing what I'm doing, even though it's going bad. Let me try something else instead.
Yeah, change your approach. I mean,
Yeah,
it could be, that's that's another big thing. Like if you see that something isn't working for you, in the way that you're going about it, maybe I need to change the way that I'm doing this thing. Maybe I need to do this instead of this, or just evaluate. It is a process that goes with that. And like like I said, man, it really at the end of the day, it takes a lot of fight and perseverance and discipline,
definitely.
because like you have so many just distractions everywhere, and the things just telling you, or even not even maybe a physical distraction, but something that's trying to get your mind in the wrong path, like in the wrong way of thinking, like, and it can build up anger, it can build up all these emotions that you don't want. And so that's like a big thing, man. So keep yourself sane, to keep yourself grounded, just again, just take it day by day, and learn, and learn from your mistakes. And I think that's huge. I mean, it's important. We all do it. I'm learning myself, from a lot of things too. So that's how you do it, and it's a big part of it, So, um, but you say you make music, bro. So tell us about that. Like, what made you want to start doing that, and like how are you just because that's something hard to really stay on top of, So what's how did that come about, and then how are you staying motivated to keep doing it?
Uh, it started like I say 2019. My friend, shout out Johnny, he had told me to hop on a song with him, and I was like, all right, whatever, let's do it. I didn't really care. It was nothing. It was just something fun. So I did it for that first time, and it was trash. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna just chill on it. And then fast forward like December 2020, I did it. I tried again with him on this other song, and it was better. People were actually liking it. I was like, all right, cool. And then I was just chilling. I was doing school, and then it wasn't until like after graduation, like in the summer, I just bought like out of like a random impulse. I just bought a bunch of equipment because I always loved music. Like since like fifth, fourth grade, I was like really into listening to hella music. Like I listened to a lot of different music. Like once I had got Spotify on my little iPad and I was just going in, like I had playlists on playlists of different types of music. So I always loved music. So I was like, why not just do it? I was always scared to do it fully because the whole SoundCloud rapper thing people was talking about it. I was like, I don't know, but I was like, I'm gonna just do it. Whatever, let's just do it. So I just tried it, and I started 2021, and I just kept recording every day as much as I could, just trying out things, just going. Of course, it was garbage at first, but like we just kept going. I just like, all right, it's cool. I was just staying locked in, just working. And I was just doing school, and I do school. I go home. I open up my computer. I just get back to it. I go to school like every day, and then it's hard. It really is hard to stay on top of that, especially for me, because like when I was first starting out, I didn't sound how I wanted to sound. Like I wanted to get to this result, but I was like still at the beginning of the process, so I couldn't. I got to get through the path first, right? So
Yep,
like
that's
I
exactly
said,
what you said.
taking it one day at a time, just taking it one day at a time. It's like, okay, I don't sound like how I want to, but we gonna get there. And then slowly you start getting there. And then people were like, oh, this joint trash. And they start saying, okay, I like the song and stuff. So now I'm at a point where people actually like my music and they like appreciate it. So it's like, I didn't realize that at first. And time flew by like crazy too at the time also. But like at first when I was like 2021, I was like first trying music and everything. I was like, dang, I want to get here. But I had to go through all this to get here. If it wasn't for these certain things to happen, I wouldn't have even got to where I'm at right now, even if it's not big, but like it's a big accomplishment for me to like finally sound how I wanted to sound, finally have that style that I wanted to have this whole time. So it's like, yeah, it is hard. It's really hard. I was many times when I was like, I wanted to quit. I actually stopped. But every time I tried to quit, I would get a sign or a message to like keep going no matter what. And I think God is good for that, for always giving me a sign to like keep going no matter what. So I just been continuously going, and it's been going good so far. Everything's been going good. I've been way more creative than I ever thought I could be. So I like it. It's cool for
Yeah,
me.
yeah. I mean, thank you for sharing that information for us there, because it's like you said, man. I mean, I feel like we all the sky's the limit, man, for anybody and anything. I mean, if you just apply yourself, and like, and you just put the effort in, and like, you lock in on that goal, you take it day by day. Like, there's no telling what you can do, because the vast. I feel like we honestly, I feel like we haven't even tapped our full potential of our mind and what we can do with it. I think we're just scratching the surface. I mean, I feel like there's other parts that we have not even addressed yet, that we have not unlocked yet, and I feel like once we do, um, it's no, there is no limit to what you can do, what you can accomplish.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, even at our age, bro, it's hard again, because it's so easy just to get sucked into that life, man. Just the well, you get sucked into that life where all this just it's thug life, party, this that, go this and that, and like, I mean, of course, there's a balance between having fun, and doing what you have to do. You have to find that thin line, of course. You always got to have the balance, but if you teeter towards more one way than the other, then that's when things can start to slip. I feel like it. So it's just a matter of finding that common ground. It's in remembering what you're trying to do, and you're gonna have to make the decision for yourself, that that you want to go out and get what you want. If you have a goal, then you got to make the choice. Do I really want this to the point where I'm going to go and do the hard work that is required to achieve it, or
Yeah.
maybe, man, I don't. It's that choice that we have to make at the end of the day. So you know,
Nah, definitely. I feel that. But yeah, you had said earlier the sky's the limit, and I understand, I feel that completely because that's why I always tell people like, do what you want, chase your dream, no matter like how saturated or whatever it is. Just keep going and do it. If that's what you want to do it. Like, ain't nothing wrong with doing that. It could be a billion people that do that. Just do it. If you like doing it, just do it. I feel like, yeah, you got to make bread and do the other things and be successful other ways. But like, if you're not happy, don't do it. But like, this life you made, you're supposed to be happy. Like, it's not supposed to all be sad and serious. Like, you can be happy and do what you like doing. So if you love doing that, do that. I'll never judge. I never say don't do that. Oh, you do wrong for that. Nah, if that's what you love to do that. Like, I'm not the type of person to say, oh, don't chase your dreams. Oh, we need more doctors. All this. Like, nah, if you want to do what you love to do it. I never have a problem with that. But like, yeah, like you was saying, that's it. The other thing, you was talking about. Dang, what'd you say? Ooh.
what?
After the sky's the limit, you was talking about. Dang,
I think I forgot to.
it was something about. It was like about discipline or something. But yeah,
Yeah. No, I was just saying, like, you have to stay disciplined. To the point where, like, you have to. At the end of the day, you have to be the one to really want what you want.
yeah,
You have to want it, because nobody else will want it for you. You
yeah,
have to want it.
definitely.
You have to make the decision to go out and get it yourself. And decide, do you really want that thing or not?
Oh yeah, yeah. Working hard and everything. Yeah. Because like I said, if it's saturated, a lot of people do it. A lot of people are also doing what you want to do. So it's like if you want to get to the certain goal, you're gonna have to work harder than everybody else. A lot of times I wanted to go out and go have fun and go do all these things, go like college parties and all this. But I was like, nah, let me work on the songs real quick. Let me record late night real quick. Because the other people that want to record too, they at the party. I'm at home recording, learn how to make different flows, how to make better songs.
Yeah,
I'm studying music, so I'm studying art in general. So it's like I'm gonna have a higher advantage than them in the long run. If I keep working as hard as I'm working, I'll be it in the long run. Of course, having that balance, like you said, is good. It's great to have that balance. So if you don't have that balance, like if I make music and I don't have fun or I have certain experiences, I can't talk about it in my music. So like, cause I don't lie in my music. I'm not one of them niggas, one of them people. But like, yeah. So it's like, if I don't have experiences in life, if I don't go out, if I just stay inside all day, I ain't gonna have nothing to talk about. But if I gotta go out, but I can't be all the way out because I never come home and write about it, or I never come home and make a song about it. So it's like, yeah, I feel you having that balance, but it does take a lot of work. And like you said, discipline. That's like the biggest thing is having discipline. Like even doing it when you don't want to do it. Sometimes making music feel like a job, but then once I get back in the flow and I do it again, I'm like, oh no, I like it. This is why it's fun. I think it's fun. But at first, I'm like, dang, I don't feel like doing it. Like, just like working out, just like playing a sport. Sometimes you're like, oh, I don't feel like going to shoot. I don't feel like going in the gym. Or I don't feel like going on the field today. But as soon as you get back in the field, you're like, oh, okay. I know. That's why I like being in the field. So it's like, it just takes time. And you get to a point where like you really I'm really in love with music. Like I'm addicted to it. That's like my addiction, making music. If I don't make music that day, I feel all weird and stuff. I'm like, dang, I ain't make a song today. I don't know. I ain't make a song. I ain't do nothing with music or nothing. If I ain't hear a beat or something or make a song or do anything, I'm like, I don't feel good. Like I can't sleep good. So it's like you gotta really fall in love with your craft and like really love what you're doing, like wholeheartedly, like fully study it and get into it. And that's how you get the advantage. Yeah, you could do it just for fun or for regular, but if you want to be the best and you want to achieve a certain goal with it, you got to work harder than everybody else because all this stuff everything is really saturated. Everything you want to do is saturated, no matter what it is. So if you really want it more than others, everything is competitive. So if you want that goal, you got to really work and like engrave yourself in that craft. So you can be so good at it that it comes like make people like, oh, it looks easy when you do it. Some people be like, oh, it looks easy when you make a song and stuff. Like it's not easy though. It just took a lot of work. You just get so much work. It's like, oh, it looks easy when you're doing it. So yeah. That's how you get up on the competition and really work hard. So you really want it.
That's it, man. Like you said, I mean that pretty much sums it up. You got to want it more than anybody else. And that's just the way about it, and that's how it goes. So, but kids, like I say, man, I mean it's great always talking with you, man. I mean, like guys, I've known Kensley since high school. We went to the same high school. Know him since then. Great dude. Obviously he's got ambitions and goals, and that's great, man. And so I hope the best for you, man. That you achieve what you want. Wish the best for you. Again, like I said, man, just keep going at it, bro. So, but I appreciate you coming on today, bro.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, bro.
Always, man. And tell us real quick where everybody can find your music at.
Kens, all caps, KENS on all platforms, and on IG, 33 Kens, 33 KENS.
Yeah. So you guys can find them there. And check us out here on YouTube, Pursuing Excellence. And I've been your host, Jaden. This is Kensley, and we will see you guys next time.
Yes, sir.